Hey, haha, ho, 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 ho. What we got here? Oh, camera. I'm on a camera too. All right, I'm gonna not gonna make this very long, but it could go longer than I wanted to. But let's get going right now. I'm not gonna wait for anybody who chimed in. You guys can watch this, as you know, as a later date. All right, there's a community here on YouTube. Is basically called First Amendment Auditors. What it is a group of YouTubers or one YouTuber with a camera, and they like to film. They like to stick the cameras to film police stations, jails, military bases, sometimes energy plants, whatever they can think of, and they test the limits of public filming. Now, as we know, public filming is a protected, proven by the courts, protective activity as protected by the First Amendment of the Constitution. I'm going to get thumbs down on this one already. For the ones who don't believe the Constitution, we'll use Constitution as toilet paper. All right, but there's also, like I said, it is legal to film out in public, just like anybody else, like doing videos or doing some other stuff, taking photographs, everything. It's all protected by the First Amendment. It's been court cases that backs this up, proves it, and it sides with the person with the camera and that. But here's why I have issues, and I think YouTube should be started waking up on this. There is a terms of service on YouTube. It's basically what they call harassment. Many of these First Amendment auditors, especially the newer ones, and I'm going to talk about a channel that just came under my radar just as of I wrapped up yesterday's Chuck Chats, the recent Chuck Chats. That was basically the last video I just did, or the more recent one. This is under my under my radar. I'm not going to mention the channel's name. He goes by the name of Randy, and I don't know his last name. We'll look into it some other time. But he's a First Amendment auditor. He's one of the new ones, and he is. I watched his videos, and it tends to be very aggressive with his camera in a way, to a point that it's borderline to harassment. And he's not the only one. There's hundreds of other First Amendment auditors where they told that fine line of basically comes down to harassment. That is against YouTube's terms of service. Some of those channels has been taken down by YouTube for bullying and harassment. That is the violation of terms of service. But as other YouTube creators, when they film out in public, they're mostly focusing on them, enjoying their day, what their day is like. And if someone gets involved in a camera shot, it's usually a quick wave, photobomb, and all that stuff. And here's for the non-people who's out in public. I'm gonna give you some advice right now. It's not legal advice, but it's just advice. You gotta be aware that when you leave outside your own property door. So when I walk out, like I said, even I'm filming inside my apartment, and this is different. But once the cameras are turned off, it's privacy, basically total privacy. But when I walk out that door and go out in public, I expect it to be filmed at any time, anywhere, at any location from anybody. As long as that person, as long as I see the person doing a video, if I do not want to be part of that camera shot, I'll just avoid it as much as possible. But if he decided to stick that camera in my face, then there may be some issues. But we'll just see how that plays out in the near future. But as a YouTuber myself, when we do vlogging outside in public, we are very careful what we do, and we have that fine line we have to follow. On the main channel, I only had 2 issues on the main channel where basically was just nothing minor. Karma caught up on one of them where I had a guy basically ask me not to film on his block. He just supposedly told me not to film on his block. And about a week later, there was an assault on that block, and it turned out to be the guy who told me not to film. And he comes back about a couple months later after the incident and said, "No, go ahead and film. I can see why the purpose why we film in public, because even a camera can catch anything. If we catch a criminal act at any time, as YouTubers, should be responsibility to turn that over to the local law enforcement and see if it's a public, see if there's someone could be a special of interest in a crime or rash of crimes. So that's one thing we do as YouTubers if we're filming something. Hey, Ruth Lowe, how you doing? Hey, it's just Chuck Chat. You're just only getting Chuck, but Angie's in the background. She'll probably say hi because she's busy doing something. But she was on a recent video.
I'm working on my last work.
Okay, you hear her? She's looking at her last work while I'm doing this. Okay. Yeah, so and I've been watching these this is some of my drama videos I've been watching at nights once in a while. I kind of stopped watching them for a while, then also because of this pandemic, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and watch some of these guys anyway. Some does a very good job. First Amendment, some of them First Amendment auditors really does a good job. They know where the fine line is at. They know when not to cross it. It's these newer guys. It just started up, and like I said, we do have a local person here in my own backyard. I'm not going to mention his channel name. I mentioned he's known as Randy. I'm not going to mention his channel name or promote his channel because I have good standing with local law enforcement on our main channel, and everything we do on our channel is 100% legal. And even the guy who does the First Amendment order, believe it or not, it is legal, 100% legal. But he's just got to stay within the YouTube guidelines of harassment, because one thing YouTube is trying to crack down is video harassment. So if let's say if I was one of those First Amendment auditors and I got my camera and I stuck in your face, you asked me not to, if I stuck this camera in your face and told me, don't put me on video, I don't want to be on your video, and you continue to put that person on video, that person does have a right to file a complaint to YouTube if they know what channel the name it is. And I'm pretty sure the guy who sticks the camera in the face ain't gonna mention their channel anyway. Basically, there's a video going viral that's involving with our local law enforcement, involving this spot of involving the spot of we film on our main channel, which we had no problems in the past because we're just walking through. We'll be shooting along, you know, it's our daily life. I was walking, hey, we're walking through this campground. What a campground, nice spot. Hey, it's $20. It's at the time it's like $20 a night to set up here. And I had subscribers on that channel wanting to stay there at that campground just to meet us. Basically, that'd be cool if it actually happened, but nothing really turned out to be. But I had one of my neighbors told me if it wasn't for our channel uplifting that campground, they wouldn't be full as possible. But the campground would be full anyway on weekends anyway. But it's the off weekends they see it fuller than usual. But they think it's just a positive vibe from people who probably wants to camp out, hopefully wants to meet us, probably missed us by I don't know a week or something like that. I don't know. But but the First Amendment auditors, there's some channels that does tote the fine line, and they go up and they don't try not to cross that fine line. Those are the channels are probably worth watching, but it's just what it is. These First Amendment auditors is holding public officials accountable, but public officials. But then when they start going towards churches, places of employment, that generate power. To me, that is kind of getting close of harassing other people in their private lives. I know when you're out in public, you expect no privacy at all, 100%. But it's just what it is. We live in a new world because of YouTube. We do live in a new world. These channels have been around for years. The ones who learned their lessons do not go across that line. The new ones will cross that line because they don't know what that line is, and hopefully karma will catch up to them and all that stuff. But as far as we know, we'll come across this guy. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on the main channel when we do our vlogging. Basically, when we get out and about. But if we cross into him, we cross into him on the main channel. But as far as we know, I might give him tips and ideas how to go about it. But when someone uh, asks not to be on film, don't provoke them, because there is that fine line where they can say, okay, I got video harassed. I got video harassed and that. Another thing I got told before I forget, I talked about the one guy. I had two people that kind of question on the main channel. I had two people. I told one that told me not to film on this block, and about a week later, there was an assault, and he was the victim. And he comes back to me about a month later, told me to go ahead and film on this block anyway, because I could have been that day, could have filmed his attacker. We could have ID'd him and that, but we could have, but we don't know. That's just a 2020 hindsight. We don't know and that. So there's another thing. There's another person. I was on the riverfront. I don't want to mention on the main channel. This happened a couple of years ago. I think 2017. I was just trying out my tripod I got from one of my subscribers. And that, hang on a second here. I got to wipe off my lips here because I got a little spit on them. And it's bugging me like crazy. I had a lady. I had a tripod set up and aimed towards the river. It was aiming towards the river. No, it was not aiming me. It was aiming out towards the river. And I was just sitting there relaxing, hoping, having some river traffic go by, mainly barges I was looking for. And there was I heard there was a barge coming up river through somebody else talking. And they came up to the river in front, hopefully watch it go through. I had a lady come up, approach me, and ask me what I was doing, and told me that I needed a permit. I told her I do not need no permit to do any videos or photos and that. Goes, why? Goes, if I had to get a permit, if I had to spend tens of thousands of dollars for a permit, a filming permit, or a photo permit, this whole dike would be closed and you wouldn't be having access on this dike. She didn't say anything. She just walked off. Like she just did the walk of shame. Yes, my channel off camera made somebody do the walk of shame. I wish I would have filmed it. It would have been great. But I decided, no, that's not what I wanted to do on the main channel. I was hoping to film what I want to film. And like I said, we do have law enforcement that does watch our channel, the main channel. We do have law enforcement. And unfortunately, ones who are subscribed to our channel is part of this other guy's channel in town, basically. And this guy got served, basically got served a no trespassing at the campground here in town, very same campground that Angie and I vlogged for almost 5 years on YouTube and give it a good positive rating, good positive vibes. We just did a video on down there just recently ourselves, and for some reason we didn't stop and stare at the camera. We just kept on walking. We kept on walking through. We will go walk through like this, go la 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 la. Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, that's a cool RV. That's a cool RV right there. Oh yeah, that's a cool RV. And and we go on our way, basically. But this guy, I guess he claims on his one comment, I saw one of his comments, he was working on a story. What story? He was just down there, just pointing the cameras at RVs, just pointing at RVs, and that, that's what RV shows are for, or RV dealerships are for. Just, I don't know, but it got the eye of the campground host down there, and I guess he got a little butt hurt, and I'm hoping we don't have no issues with him with our channel. If we do, guess what? It's not going to be good on his end, basically, because he'll be kind of get shamed in a way. In a way, yes, the campground is considered public, but it's also a pay to play. What the one local officer told this one guy, it's a pay to play, where you basically pay a fee to have a right to camp there, basically. But I usually use it as my walkthrough, because there's a small trail from the ballpark. I documented on my other channel. I documented many times on the main channel. There's a little trail leading up from the ballpark to the campground. That means if I'm going to finish up my walking trail, I have to walk through the campground and up and over to the dike area where I need to go to finish my walking trail. But someone said, why don't you just walk up by the ballpark and go down that way? Maybe I just want to save myself maybe a couple hundred steps or so, or just speed up to get someplace a little bit quicker because I save myself at least almost 10 minutes of walking by taking that shortcut in a way, which is good for me, but not good for my diet. But we're trying to lose weight, but it's good for right now. But yeah, it's just there's this YouTuber that's in my backyard. He started his channel about 2 months after our main channel got started, and he just started uploading videos about 10 months ago. And he decided he thought he'd make better content by making by going the First Amendment route. Basically, just challenge the authorities. Basically, if he's going to commit trespassing on property to do his videos, which he did. He sat in the car behind our local police department and just sat there and shot videos. That parking lot is owned by the law enforcement, by the police department, and that if you're not doing official business at the police department, you're considered trespassing. Basically, so if you're going to be entering the police department for any reason, you better conduct your business. And kindly leave and ask. And we did too. I did that one day on my main channel. The first year on YouTube, I had to take some old medications down to get properly destroyed, and I did that back in 2015. And I titled it "Chuck Goes to the PD." Chuck goes to the PD. I just dropping off old medications that I used to have and I did not want no more. Basically, I was taking anxiety. Believe it or not, I was taking anxiety medicines at the time, and they didn't do me nothing. Basically, so that was it. I was done with them, and that. So that is it. All right. Final thoughts. First Amendment auditors. Yes, even they are very aggressive of what they do. It is protected by the First Amendment, believe it or not. But if that person do not want to be on film and constantly being harassed on film, that person should be able to find that channel's name and that channel, and you can file a complaint with that channel. Now, like I said, on Angie and Chuck show, all our video bombs was always somebody in the background going by saying hi, waving, or someone commented that we were filming at Miller Park for a Cubs game, and someone was back there doing some dancing away in our background, and that was that's video bombing. And we kind of like that because our subscribers knows about it. Those are people willing to put themselves on camera, willing. But when you go out in public, to me, if you see somebody that kind of is aggressive on their filming, I would just say keep your mouth shut and just walk by. All right, just zip it, walk past, because what you're doing is, if you, as a person, if you're out in public, this is what I'm going to tell you, people out in public, when you deal with the First Amendment auditors, basically First Amendment auditors, don't draw attention. Just walk past. Just walk past. Don't mind knowing what they're doing. Because once you start talking to them and say, hey, I don't want to be on film. I don't want to be on film. All of a sudden, you're on film, and all of a sudden, you got a whole new problem. All right? Your best bet is zip it, walk past, basically, because you're out in public. And that is probably the best advice I would get. I'm out in public all the time. I'm aware of this. Basically, if someone puts me on video on their channel, as long as it's in good taste, I got no problem with it. But if they decided that they want to make an issue with me because I didn't say anything, then we have an issue. That I'll just let that be. But you gotta remember is this: me too have YouTube too. Yep. So those amendment auditors. Yes. I'm a daily vlogger here in Clinton, Iowa, and that one who does videos here in Clinton, Iowa, and does the First Amendment auditors. Just remember is this: you're gonna put me on camera. I have no problem with you putting me on camera, but if you don't like me on camera yourself, you're just a hypocrite. Please like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to hit subscribe button, notification bell, and we'll see you guys next time. Whoever's watching, thank you, Ruth, for checking in. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.